business as usual is over. It takes courage to be successful. We got to be willing to lay ourselves out there, be brave, take risks, and do the right thing. Leadership has nothing to do with a title, nothing to do with a diploma, nothing to do with a label. Here's how we define leadership. Leadership is how you have chosen to live your life. Leadership is how you act, how you talk, the tone in your voice. And here's what's really interesting about leadership, because the moment you leave your house, you're influencing. Leadership means that you understand that you are influencing someone, a child, a coworker, a peer, someone in the grocery store. You are influencing someone every time you are in the presence of another human being. Sales isn't about necessarily selling a product. Sales is about selling ideas. Sales is about selling yourself. I do about 5 radio interviews a week, and the number one question and call-in I get is, how do I keep my job? And I say, because you better sell yourself. Nobody better be more proud, more assured that you have an absolute attachment to the bottom line of your company, that you validate what you are, that you bring value to this. If I were to walk up to any of you, CEO of your company or your business, and say, why should we keep you? You better have a 30-second answer that comes out of your mouth like that. Companies will say, Connie, can you do a workshop on change? I'm like, sure, bring me in, bring every employee in. It's a 3-word workshop. Change, deal with it. That's the end of the workshop. Let's look at our ancestors. Let's look at the genes raging through our body. Our ancestors got on boats. They left their families, their language, their culture, their religion. Now, I'd call that a little change. They weren't having workshops aboard the Mayflower. This is Captain the Mayflower. Meet on Promenade Deck 2 for how to survive change in a new world. What are we, a bunch of babies? Deal with it. I am 62 years old. And I'm going to tell all of you in here that think you're too old to text and too old to Twitter and too old, get off it. Anyone in here that doesn't text has literally said that you will no longer stay in communication with people 30 and under. And we can't afford to do that. I'm sitting next to what I call Grumpy Harry. I'm texting my husband, telling him I'm going to be late. And he goes, is that texting stuff? Yeah, stupid. So trying to change the subject, I talked to him about his family. Pretty soon we get to grandkids, his face finally lights up. I have a grandson, he says, Chad, 14. I said, you want to text him? Oh, he's in school. He texts, Chad, here you won the playoff game. He's a soccer player. Here you won the playoff game. Congratulations, Gramps. He says he's not going to, and before he could finish his sentence, ding, ding. He said, who's that? I said, it's probably Chad. You don't have a lot of people in your address book, okay? How many of you have heard other people that you work with complain? And here are the top complaints. Listen to this. It's amazing. Employee complaint number 1. Connie, you won't believe how hard we work. Work, work, work. My company expects that I work from the moment I walk into the building. until the moment I leave. Duh. That's why they call it. Do you understand that the #1 employee complaint is that people are forcing us, get this, to work on the job? Employee complaint #2, Connie, 3 of us are doing the work of 4. Have any of you ever heard that one? Are you jealous of the 4th one? The 4th one doesn't have a job. And here's employee complaint #3, Connie, work just isn't fun. It's just not fun. I know. That's why they pay you money. Because they knew you wouldn't like it. Character. The definition of character is not how you and I act when life is going good. That's easy. Who we are, who we really are, the essence of ourselves as a person, that is how you and I choose to behave when our life is so far from what we had planned that we can barely breathe. Character is how we choose to act when we're tired or angry, stressed, jealous, upset, in the middle of a crisis. That's when our kids watch us, that's when our employees watch us, that's when our customers watch us. Sometimes people will email me and they say, Connie, if you had to give me one secret to success, what would it be? Mine has simply been this. I figured out what I could do really good, and I figured out what I can't do at all, and I go after the first, and I avoid the second. And sometimes people say, well, Connie, isn't the journey about learning and I don't have time for that. I've been a waitress, I've been a secretary, I've been an educator, I've been a teacher, I've been an HR person, I've been a therapist, and now I'm a public speaker. And what do they all have in common? I could talk. I don't have any other talent. I never made straight A's, I never made straight B's, I'm not crafty, I have 2 left feet, I can't cook. All I can do is talk. My husband's just glad I'm getting paid for it. Go find a job, whether you like it or you don't, whether you love it or not, whether you have a passion for it or not, but have a passion for doing one thing, doing it right, doing it well, doing it good, and learning every single thing you can. Because the things that we do that we don't like are probably going to determine more what we finally end up doing that we love than almost anything else in the world. I would put it to you that happiness is not a given. I would put it to you that happiness is a fight, it's a struggle, it's a choice every day. Every day I wake up, I choose to be happy rather than sad. Every day I wake up, I choose to be jubilant. Every day I wake up, I choose to be optimistic rather than pessimistic, and things keep happening that get in my way, and I have to keep recommitting to that choice. Because if you believe you deserve happiness, you won't fight for it. The choices you make from the moment you leave the office, the type of relationships you have, who you choose to hang out with, the quality of your life, how you take care of yourself, you know what? Those choices will probably determine more about your success in your career than almost anything you do on the job. The day that you can answer yes to 2 questions, are you really proud of your professional choices? And at the end of the day, are you really proud of your personal choices? The day you can answer yes to those 2 questions, there will not be a richer person in the world than you.